1969 Hollywood looks so cool. Thank you, Tarantino. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel, and it is time for another review. This time I will be reviewing Quentin Tarantino's 9th film, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This movie stars Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. It circles around Rick Dalton, a former television actor who is starting to lose his fame and his glory as an actor in Hollywood, and Cliff Booth, his stuntman, as they try to navigate through Hollywood life in the year 1969 and dealing with personal struggles, difficult choices moving forward in their respective careers. This movie gives us a really good look of Hollywood in 1969. This is a movie that I've been highly anticipating. I've done my entire Quentin Tarantino series, which you can go check out on my channel, where I go from Reservoir Dogs, his first film, all the way up to The Hateful Eight, leading up to this movie. And Tarantino has instantly become one of my favorite directors. Him and Christopher Nolan right now are at the top of my list. I don't know which one I prefer over the other. Let me talk about this movie. Let me talk about the good things and just why I love this movie. This, and I'm saying this right now, this is the #1 film of the year. Best movie I've seen so far in 2019. I've seen 41 films, and none of them top this movie. This movie's a giant. It's amazing. The reason why I love this movie so much is because of the characters that Tarantino crafts in this film. Rick Dalton, played by Leonardo DiCaprio. Iconically, probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, Tarantino characters ever. Then you have Cliff Booth, played by Brad Pitt, who really brings a lot of the comedy into this film. He's a phenomenal character as well. He's so deep, and the connection between Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth being friends, not only co-workers, but being friends, they just eat up the scenery, and it's so fun to watch. This is a movie that is very different as well, because it's not like your typical narrative strung along film. The narrative is not the main purpose of this film. If you're going into this movie looking for a narrative or looking for a point, you're not going to find that. This movie, the best way I can put this movie is kind of a hangout movie. This is something that Chris Stuckman said in his review, and I hate to use his term, but it's so true. This movie panders. The whole film panders with these characters, whether it be Rick Dalton or Cliff Booth or Margot Robbie's Sharon Tate. This movie panders into their everyday life, whether it be Rick Dalton acting on a set, Cliff Booth doing chores for Rick Dalton, or Sharon Tate, who is kind of living the fun actress type of life. This movie is awesome. It's awesome because the characters make this movie stand up on its feet. These characters are so iconic. After the movie was over, I was sad because I wanted to stay in this world that Tarantino created with these characters and just watch their lives for hours. I could spend hours just watching Rick Dalton on a set, whether that be bad acting or good acting, or forgetting his lines or getting pissed off with himself. I could spend hours watching just Cliff Booth drive around aimlessly in Rick Dalton's car. There's so much levity to that, and that's what makes this film, honestly, amazing. The third act of this movie, I've heard mixed things, like some people like it, some people don't like it. I love it. I love what they did in the third act of this film. I'm not going to give anything away, especially the last 20 minutes where the Manson family kind of plays more into the story and what's happening. It's like all of these things that have kind of been happening throughout the film come together full circle at the end. And so you have to really pay attention from the beginning of this movie to the end for certain things to make sense and why characters act a certain way. And I loved it. I loved what they did with that third act, and it was so awesome. I literally just wanted to like stand up and shout, yes! I was just so happy. It gave me everything that I wanted. There are a couple scenes in this movie that are so funny. They are so funny, especially one scene in particular where Cliff Booth fights Bruce Lee. The best scene in the movie, in my opinion. And honestly, one of the scenes to me that I will remember in any Tarantino film moving forward. It might be one of the best crafted scenes from Tarantino. And it's really hilarious. And again, the movie panders. So like, this scene plays out for an extended period of time. And so some people might not like that, but I just found it to be even better that the scene played out that way. This movie is the overall package. It's everything that you want in a Tarantino film. It's not better than Inglourious Basterds, but man, is this one of the best films by Tarantino. I love this movie. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's one of those movies that I want to see again and again and again. And a lot of people won't like this movie because it just kind of wanders aimlessly throughout the entire runtime. And sometimes I don't really like those movies, but the way Tarantino crafts 1969 Hollywood and the way that he kind of makes you feel like you're a part of this experience, it makes you not want to leave the movie experience. The set design, amazing. Amazing set design. It's going to be nominated for Best Production Design, and it should win the Oscar. It's already July, but I'm calling it right now. This movie handed all the Oscars. It's incredible. I just love this movie. Go see this movie, please. Especially if you are a huge movie fan. If you just love the craftsmanship of filmmaking, you have to see this movie. Because Tarantino, this is a love letter to 1960s Hollywood. You need to see this. This is going to be the funniest Tarantino film. It's still a drama because of the characters and what they're going through. It leans more heavily on dramedy, and it works really well. And one of my favorite scenes as well is just Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth sitting down watching an episode of television that Rick is in and just commentating on it. It's amazing. And this is a movie that no other filmmaker today would make, and I'm just so happy that Tarantino made this. What did you think of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? Let me know down below in the comment section your thoughts. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content just like this. Guys, I think I'm just like one subscriber away from 100, so please make it happen. I'm trying to get to 100. I will see you guys in my next video. Goodbye.